The Justice Hema Committee report that was released by the Kerala government on the 19th of August has perhaps unveiled what many people in the industry already knew, but for the rest of us is shocking state of affairs. The 233-page document that's been made public has shown the state that artists, and specifically female artists within the Malayalam film industry, have had to put up with for many, many years. Reema Kalingal is a prominent actor, a dancer, a film producer within the industry, and she's among the founding members of the WCC, a collective of women who had insisted that the Kerala government put together this committee that's now resulted in this report. Reema joins me right now. Thank you so much for making time for
Thank,
speaking with me. I
thank you.
first want to acknowledge the work that you and your colleagues have done within the WCC to make all of this possible. I understand you've said that you've done this by putting your entire career at risk.
Yes, I guess any fight against such huge systems and powers is going to come at the stake of a lot of personal, professional, and other losses. I don't think that's new, but yes, it did happen that way.
Tell me this, have you had the chance to read the entire report as it's come out? Do you believe it does justice to what you and your colleagues and former colleagues in this industry have experienced? And do you think it will lead to systemic change?
Part of us, so we're just a group of women numbered, and we're all dividing our responsibilities. Some of us are talking to the media, some of us are handling what is happening in the industry right now. A lot of women have come forward and speaking. And a group of us are studying the report in detail to understand if it has represented what we have all deposed before HEMA committee and what can happen from now on, because we don't think our responsibility ends with this commission coming out. I think it only starts now. Um, uh, and if for your question, if it does, if we think systemic change is going to happen, I think this is the first of a kind report. I think this is the beginning of something for sure. And we would love to see it through and see that, make sure that, see to it that systemic change happens here.
Rima, the government of Kerala, the chief minister has said that he wants women to come forward and file complaints. There is another point of view that basically action needs to be taken based on what the committee report already says.
Yeah.
Do you believe it's fair to ask women to individually file complaints again?
No, I don't think so. Because Faye, I have seen women go through so much of emotional trauma, so much of, you know, singling them being sidelined, singled out, and trolled on social media, because we live in that kind of a society, that kind of a culture. So I do not think that putting these women at that risk all over again is, you cannot ask these women to go through that trauma again. I have seen survivors. I remember talking to a survivor who had lost about 25 kilos in the process of her fight. I remember she was shaking when she was talking to us because she was physically not in a space to to take all any of this anymore. I don't think women have that kind of support in the world that we live in. I think it is so unfair to ask them and again to relive the trauma, to go through all these procedural, structures. I understand that is how things work. But come on, these women have gone before a committee, trusting them, trusting a government to take action on this. I don't think it is fair to ask these women to go through that again. No.
But I was reading through News Minutes report on this entire issue, and they were talking about the case against the actor Dilip in court, and how the survivor who was giving her testimony also went through a great deal and was put through a lot of public humiliation while she was giving her testimony. Does that
Yes.
set a very bad precedent for any woman who's going to come forward and talk now?
It does, right? Imagine ourselves in that situation. You would be scared. If you look at the general atmosphere, right, even now, I think it took so many years. WCC was formed almost 7 years ago when the survivor in the first Dilip case came out and spoke about it. It took all these years. We have all been reiterating the same thing for 7.5 years for people to believe us. It took the HEMA Commission report to come out for people to take us seriously. It takes so much for this world to believe women. So so it does set a very bad precedent. But again, it I should also say that it in Kerala, the people, the media, the kind of support we have got there is the only reason something like this is happening. And as much as I have a huge problem with the HEMA committee report not coming out for the last 4.5 years, I must say that when we approached this government at the very beginning, when we spoke against the media, naming the survivor, the way, the angle, the attitude in which the media was reporting that case, there's a huge shift that has happened in Kerala in the last 7 years. That also needs to be mentioned in the same breath when I say that there are all these problems that are happening. And the fact that a committee was put together, there was almost 1.5 crores of lawmaker people's tax money put into this. They do really mean business. They want to take this seriously. But what now? Where are we going from here? All these women who went and deposited trusted the system, and it needs to pay off, or else it is going to set a very bad precedent.
What are you expecting in terms of change from? I mean, one is obviously the criminal procedure that will have to proceed against those who have been accused, and I'll come back to that. But in terms of systemic change within the industry, what is your collective expecting? What do you hope for?
Okay, so now when we are discussing the HEMA committee report, the biggest, I think, a sentiment that I hear all around me is we need to say no when something happens. We need to we need to stand up and decide what is good for us and bad for us. I'm saying, at least I would want to talk for WCC, but we're also when we go to the media, we express our personal in perspectives more than as a group, because whenever we speak as WCC, we put it out as a document. That is why I want to underline that. I think I think we need a space where early morning we get out to work, and the first thought on my mind shouldn't be if I should be saying no or yes to harassment at my workplace. I want a workplace where I'm sure that I'm going to create, I'm going to do my work, I want to excel at my work, I want to see where I can push myself as a creative person. I work in an art industry. That is why I'm here. I'm not here thinking, oh, am I going to be attacked today? Am I going to get the payment that was promised to me? I want to be in a safe space. I want to have a clear mind when I go to work every day. That is what I expect from this. I want everybody, I'm talking about everybody involved in this process. There are more than 120 to 150 people on set every day trying to make that every shot work, every scene work, to bring out a beautiful movie. We want to be at that first day first show and look at our audience and feel, okay, we did a beautiful piece of art. That is why we are all here. We are artists. But what are we doing here? The last 7.5 years, I don't think any of us have really understood what that joy is.
Rima, overseas and now in other parts of India and other industries, there are very strong rules and laws against sexual harassment. There are internal committees that are very strong. There are contracts for artists that get written that are rock solid, that cannot be moved. How far away do you think your industry is from reaching that point where you have a contract, it's being respected, your boundaries are being respected, your space is being respected, and not just for you, but for every junior artist on set as well?
Yes. So the change has started, Faye. Definitely it has. So we do have ICs in place now. We do have contracts for for the lead actors, for the lead technicians, but I think it needs to seep down onto into every level, and it is possible. It is definitely possible. We have such huge resources to get everything done, to to get huge movies made, huge sets made, huge production plans put into place. So it is definitely possible to get this done, to get everybody registered, to get people identity cards. After this whole Dilip case that happened, I think the union for drivers within FEFCA, I think they have very stringent rules in place for who can be hired within a film set. Even drivers, everybody has cards now. I think that aspect is also important, and I'm very very sure that ICs have been started. Most sets have ICs today, but I think it needs to go one step ahead, where a WCC or anybody doesn't have to check if an ICC is in place at every shooting set. So today, I think Faye, that if you need to get a censor certificate for a movie, there are certain things that you have to submit before a censor board. So you have to. It's pretty easy if we have an IC, and we have to submit a certificate saying that there is no workplace harassment cases existing when we are submitting for a censor board clearance. Then it becomes the producer's problem. It becomes the biggest powers who are um, who are recruiting people below them. It becomes their need as well to clear all issues that have happened on that particular set to get a census certificate. So there, these small changes, these small systems can be put into place.
Well, since the committee report was released, the redacted version, we haven't actually seen too many male stars from the industry make statements or come out in support. Has that surprised you?
Not really. It hasn't really surprised me. But at the same time, I'm really, really expecting. See, there are a lot of people we look up to. There are a lot of these artists that we look up to, and as a society, I really think our movies, our 100% literacy, our gender ratio, everything is lauded. I think we need to take that forward with everything that we do. Just like we realize that this is historic in every sense. We understand that this is the first time this is happening in India. It's the first time that a workplace is getting this kind of attention. And I hope that the people, the men who gain maximum monetary fame, everything out of this industry, they also realize that they have an equal part in cleaning up this place.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, while it's a fight that women have fought up till now, for systemic change to happen from here onwards, it can only happen with male allies on board saying we need to make
Together.
this a clean space.
Together, yes. There is no other way, right? There is no other way, Faye, and we have to come together. I think this is momentous. This is the time. And there is, all this while people ask for proof. Now we have proof. There is a government report out there. There are women who came and spoke before a panel. We have everything in place. This could change the way this industry has worked. This could, for a left leaning state like ours, it would be great if workers get their payments on time, if their time and energy and effort is valued the way that a left leaning state should take them seriously.
Well, there's also a report in News Minute that says that the Kerala State Information Commissioner redacted 11 paragraphs of the report because very well-known people were being named. And, it's being seen perhaps that powerful men are still being protected by the system. Do
Yes,
you do
yes.
you believe that, the redaction should have not been done at all? It should have been released completely?
No, because I'm worried for the women. I'm really worried for the women, Faye. I have seen them go through enough and more already. I don't want their privacy to be compromised at any point, um, that would be disastrous. I don't want these women to be dragged through the dirt by people anymore. But these after the after the report was supposed to come out, the fact that 11 paragraphs were again redacted is something that is, that is not fair. That is not fair to any one of us here. Definitely, we would like to know why why that happened for sure. That was so not done.
Do you believe that the names being named in this report go up to the very top of your industry?
Let's look at the smallest nuclear element of our society, a nuclear family. We know where power resides, right? We know where power resides in all kind of power structures around us. We know we know the bro code. We know how this functions. We all know what happens. You in the beginning of this interview, you said we are all shocked. I don't think any of us are shocked. I don't think even you are shocked. We all know what is happening around us. We all know, and we have been silent all this while. And this change happening in the movie industry, and this conversations happening, all these women coming together, and me and you having this conversation, everything is a start, Faye. I feel every woman out there watching us know, and they need to understand that it is time to, it is time to talk up. It is time to speak, and this silence is not a given anymore.
You know, you yourself, and I'm sure have faced this question, and there's a question that's coming up right now saying, oh, women who join the entertainment industry, why are they putting themselves in that position? They should just do something else. Why do they want to do this? What is your response to that?
Why should I leave this industry? I want to stand here, I want to work here, I want to create here. Why should I leave? You give me one reason why I should leave, then I'll give you a reason why I won't. No, I'm an artist. I have fought with my family to be an artist. I came up on my own, and I will stand here and I will work here. I'm not going anywhere. Sorry.
Do you believe, Rima, also that your fight today will give women in other industries, and in every industry, from say the textile industries to the tea plantations and across the board, the idea that listen, this behavior is not okay from anyone, and we don't have to be quiet, we don't have to take it anymore.
I'm saying we have been inspired by an NWMI, by the Pembele Ormai that has happened in Kerala. I think women inspire each other so much. And, even yesterday, what WCC said, I want to reiterate it here. We shouldn't be asking other women to say no. We should come together and create a safe workspace where we don't have to think if we have to say yes or no to harassment on a daily basis. That is what we should do. There is so much power in coming together, and we have been inspired by so many other women, and we really do hope that we inspire other women in other spaces.
For all of the people watching right now who want to know what they can do to lend a hand of support to the women in this battle, what is that? What can everyone do to help you?
To believe us, to believe, trust us. This can go a long way. I really do think so. I think this is going to build a better future for women everywhere, not just the industry. Because these conversations, people are watching these conversations. When we grew up, we have listened to strong women speak, and we have been inspired, right? And I really hope we do that for the next generation. And to everybody who's silent, I would really like all of you all to put your thoughts out there, not like troll people. And no, that negativity is not what I'm talking about, but to clearly understand what are these patriarchal structures that we are trying to break down. To understand it, at least at this point, we are at the crux of it. I feel I see the change happening all around the world, and this is our contribution to the world. This is what we can do in this whole movement.
Yeah, but do you believe that independent cinema that's not part of the larger structure of the sort of blockbuster spaces is where, real artists are finding real work now?
No, see, I don't think we can really demarcate it like that, Faye. I do really understand that, it's especially in Malayalam cinema, if you see that all cinema is kind of independent cinema. There's no studios that come and
Yeah.
bet on artists and say, this is the kind of work you will do for us. No, that does not exist in the Malayalam film industry. Every other, it's not there. There are individual producers, and I feel, see, in the midst of all of this, I have to say that our industry is so beautiful like that. There is democracy in a very different sense, not necessarily for the women, but I'm just saying, there is, it's a beautiful space to work in otherwise. But there are disparities, there are issues that we need to fix, and if any industry can fix it, it is the Malayalam film industry. I truly, truly believe this.
All right, Rima, thank you so much for speaking with me today. I really appreciate your time and I really applaud your efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, and we really applaud everything that you do on this channel of yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Rima. Thank you. And as that fight continues, a reminder to our audience also to like, share, subscribe, and join our membership if you can. It will help us financially. Thank you for watching.